The first thing that you want to do is click on Add Activity or Resource. Go down to Quiz. Click Ed. And then give your quiz a name. I will call it Test. You could give some description over here, but it's not needed. For the time, if you do want to set a time limit for the students, click Enable and then set the time. If you want to give them 1 hour, just click on hour and 1. If you do not want to give them any time restriction, then just click over here. In terms of the grade, if there is a category, select the category. If no category, then just leave it as uncategorized. In terms of the number of attempts, I suggest doing only 1. That allows students to not be able to reattempt the quiz. But if you do want them to reattempt the quiz however many times, you could click unlimited, or you could have 2. I'm going to just say 1. Then you are going to click Save and Display. Then go to Edit Quiz. Click on Add. Then you could click on Add a New Question. I suggest only doing essay. Once you are done, you could have the question name over here. You could just write down a number, or you could say it is a thinking question. That is up to you. And for the question text, you could write down whatever you want, or you could go ahead and find a question. So let's say MLA citation question. And you could save whatever question you have. What I recommend is clicking Save As, save the question, and then over here, click on the picture, go to Browse, go to Upload a File, select Choose a File, and then from here you could pick any file that you want. Let's say I want to pick this particular file over here. I'm just going to click Open, Upload. The problem with copying the image is it might not be saved. Go to Description Not Necessary, and for the size I would put 450 to 500. I will not do anything bigger than 450. Sorry, I would not do anything bigger than 700. Once that is done, you could go to the amount of marks. Let's say this question is out of 4 marks. And then we can go down to where it says greater information and write down the answer over here. We could also insert a picture over here if you like. So let's say I want to add this picture. I could do copy image. But once again, I suggest not doing copy image. And then I will click on the picture, make the picture smaller because as you could see, it's over 700. I'm going to do 455. And then I will click Save Changes. If you want to do multiple choice, same thing, go to add a new question, select multiple choice, add the question number here. So let's say this is an application question. Write down your question or copy an image. So write, tell me how many marks this is going to be out of. Let's say this is out of 15 marks. And then over here, for option 1, it could be option 2 could be, and let's say option 2 is correct, I'm going to click 100%. And then I'm going to do the same thing for option 3, option 4, and option 5. Once all of this is done, I'm going to click Save Changes. Now, if you look over here, the total mark is out of 19, but the maximum grade the student can get is 10. So what we're going to do here is change that number manually into whatever the total mark over here says. Click Save. And then once you are done, you could just go into the actual test itself. It will now look like this. We could go to Attempt Quiz, and our questions will show up over here. Now, let's say that for this particular question, I want the students to add a file. If you want the students to add a file, what you're going to do is go down, and where it says Allow Attachments, you're going to click Unlimited. And then go back and save changes. And now the student has the option to add a file if they want to. Now let's go back to the quiz. And let's say you want to add another question. What you need to make sure is that if someone has attempted the quiz and handed their work in, you cannot change the number of questions. What you could do is only change the wording of the question. But if I want to add more questions, I will go to Edit Quiz. And then from here, I can add more questions. So I'm going to do essay question again. Give it a name over here. Have my question over here. And this one I want out of 3 marks. In terms of the response, I will give them only 2 attachments. And then over here, once again, I will write down the answer. Click Save Changes. And now I have 3 questions. My mark also changed to 22, so I need to make sure that I change it over here to 22. Click Save. Now, all 3 questions will be on different pages. But let's say I want question 3 and question 2 together. I could put them as one question. And let's say I want all 3 questions together, then I could have them all in one page. If I want to separate them, I just click over here, and now question number 1 and 2 are on the same page, but question number 3 is on a different page. So once I am done, I could just go to the quiz, and when I click on attempt quiz now, what I see is question 1. And if I scroll down, question 2 on the same page. And if I click next, question 3 will be on a separate page.